تسمع الله زين يجي في الهوست.
But Iran is not a military superpower either, and we are seeing the vast majority of drones and missiles being shot down by air defences. I mean, you know, surely Iran cannot win a military war and therefore has to go for some other kind of strategy in coming to a settlement.
Iran will defeat the United States. Time will tell. And our drones that are being fired are very old drones. Our missiles that are being fired are very old missiles. They're very expensive. And Americans are using very expensive air defenses. The Iranians know exactly what they're doing. We haven't even begun using our latest technology, and most of Iran's underground bases have not even been used yet. They have not even been opened up for operation. Iran has been planning for this day ever since the invasion of Iraq. They knew that at some point the Epstein regime will go after Iran, and therefore they've been preparing themselves for many years. We are fighting for our homeland and our sovereignty.
Yeah, it's simple.
Some breaking news, America has been embarrassed like nothing we've seen before, and they just released footage of them blowing up Iranian fighter jets. But there's something I haven't told you. In fact, in the footage, it quite clearly shows bombs being dropped onto Iranian F-14 fighter jets. And in reality, you would expect them to be blown to pieces when the bombs detonate. But in the footage, that clearly doesn't happen, and the fighter jets don't even move. Now, there's a reason for that. It's not that the American bombs don't work, it's that these aren't actually fighter jets, and these are paintings on the ground being used as decoys, so that American fighter jet pilots think they're bombing Iranian fighter jets, when in reality, they're just bombing concrete that's been painted to look like a fighter jet. Now this shows two things. One, the US is wasting money. These bombs cost millions of dollars. And now they're being wasted by bombing tarmac and concrete that's just painted. But the other thing, this shows quite clearly that American intelligence is not good enough to know what a real fighter jet is and what isn't a real fighter jet. But this also shows
the next leader of Iran that Israel wants to put in place just got the biggest prank call, completely ended his career. The prank caller called himself Adolf and had a familiar tiny little mustache and certain hairstyle.
I need to assure you that Germany army is ready to launch military actions. Germany army is ready to launch military actions. In Iraq now, you know we have Taurus missiles, so our intelligence is ready to start bombing Tehran.
Okay, well, the more we have as part of this coalition vis-a-vis the regime, the better. In fact, so it doesn't isolate just the Israelis and the Americans in this. That's certainly a welcome.
A Russian comedian pretending to be Adolf just said he will bomb and invade the capital of Iran. And Reza said not only is it okay, but he welcomes it. This interview actually went on.
של המדינה שאינה קיימת, גועל נפש. חיים בינינו. המכוער הזה מן. המכוער הזה של המדינה שאינה קיימת, גועל נפש. חיים בינינו, לא יאומן. זה פשוט היה פאקינג מוקש או משהו. אני לא מאמינה.
Now you ask me what's gonna be next. And I don't like to do spoilers, but the entire Iranian regime is going to be history, sooner or later. And of course, your guests keep on trying to discredit me. They don't know that I'm coming from that hill, from the depth of it, to a degree that I can foresee the future. You can just go back to our first interview from the beginning of the war and what I told you, and what I have been telling you, and what I tell you now. The Iranian regime, that includes Ayatollah and the Iranian Guard, they are all targets. The next level is going to be massive assassinations in Tehran. Everybody who helped the attacks on October 7th, everybody who orchestrated the attacks against the Jewish people, everybody who helped sacrifice Arab and Jewish children, Persian children, Ayatollah, since 1979 until now, he enjoyed a free ride. But now, this is not going to continue for eternity. He's wanted and he's going to be punished. The Iranian nuclear program is going to be destroyed. And anyone who gets in the way, it doesn't matter where they are, even if they are politicians in the West, they are going to fall. Because we cannot afford letting any Islamic entity, and I said this previously, and I mean what I say, and you need to take this very seriously. A person who has been launching ballistic missiles on a democracy while millions of children had to go to shelter again and again and again. Then he funded his proxies to destabilize an entire region. This type of lunatics cannot open.
Are you seeing what's happening to our country right here? A U.S. Senator just broke the hand of a United States Marine because he didn't want to get shipped off to Israel to die in some pointless fucking war in the Middle East. Look at this shit.
Out! No one wants to fight for Israel!
His hand! His hand! Oh! His hand!
Sir. Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door. The senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Sir. Control your Senate. We're stuck in the door. Okay, sir. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. Hand's stuck. A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward. Punk. Go fuck yourself. Why'd you say that? Senator? Go fuck yourself. You were a shit seal. That's why you got kicked out, fat ass.
These are United States Marines that are screaming from the top of their lungs, we don't want any more of our children, any more of our brothers and sisters to come home in body bags for this psychotic ass nation of fucking Israel. Our entire government is staffed with Zionist, dual citizen Israelis, and our sons and daughters are coming home in body bags for these fucking psychopaths. And Pete Hegseth just had a message for you. Listen to how dark and demonic this asshole sounds.
Stand before you today with one unmistakable message about Operation Epic Fury.
القاعدة وين هي؟
Where is القاعدة؟
القاعدة هنا في نيويورك.
القاعدة يصير نيويورك.
I would like you, Pierce. I would like you, Pierce, if you could, to get one of the parents of those 175 children who were killed in that school that the United States or Israel bombed in southern Iran,
well,
and
yeah,
ask
hang on.
people
Okay.
who support this war to say to them that this was worth
Peter,
it.
let me stop you there. Let me stop you there, because we went through all this. We've been through all this in Gaza, and I've learned to be patient about these things, because we don't actually know for a fact yet what happened with that school. It was clearly an appalling incident. Clearly, many, many young girls were killed in that school. Clearly, the school used to be, until recently, part of the Revolutionary Guard base there.
It was near,
Recently,
yes.
But several years ago, it got separated and has been a separate entity. Now, there are various things that could have happened here. It could have been struck mistakenly by an Israeli or American missile, of course. It could also be, as some people have suggested, it could have been an attempt by the Revolutionary Guard to stop a missile coming in that has gone horribly wrong. And it's caused...
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that? Yeah,
well,
let me just respond.
Just for viewers who are not up to speed.
Yes,
and have
but
seen
here's
this,
the point is...
hang on, Peter. Peter, hang on. Let me finish my point, please. The reason it's important is well, it's important to know the facts, right? It's a bit like when the 3 American fighter jets were taken down. The initial reporting was all over the place about that, and I preferred to wait. And now it turns out it was friendly fire from a Kuwaiti pilot who mistook them for Iranians. So I just think we need to get to facts before you declare
I understand
that this
what
was
you're
definitely an Israeli missile.
Pierce, even if it was an Iranian missile that was fired in response to the attack from Israel and the United States, right? Even if it was an Iranian missile, those girls would still be alive today if the United States and Israel had not launched the attack. So you are right. We don't know who launched the missile, but we know that if the US and Israel had not attacked a country that poses no serious threat to them, Israel has hundreds of nuclear weapons, America has thousands, that those girls would be alive.
Okay, but I would also say to that it is indisputable that it is indisputable to me. Well, hang on, Matt, please. Hang on, please. Let me finish my point. Matt, let me just make the point. You're probably going to make the same point, which is if you're Israel, you have had 47 years of this regime in Iran wedded to your destruction, to the extent that Iran has absolutely, indisputably sponsored Hamas, the Houthis, Hezbollah, in a concerted effort to take out Israel. So regardless of what you think of Israel, that is indisputable. They've also, by the way, continually...
Can I just jump in?
Well, it
Pierce,
is.
do you know that Israel sold Iran weapons in the 1980s under the Ayatollah Khomeini? I want to stop there for a second. In fact, some of the weapons that Hezbollah has used against Israeli forces, Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper has reported, were likely sold to Iran by Israel, not under the Shah, under Ayatollah Khomeini.
I think there is probably shocking hypocrisy on arms sales from all countries. But Peter, just answer my point. Do you dispute that Iran has been very instrumental in funding terror groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis against Israel? Would you dispute that?
Absolutely, they have funded those groups against Israel, but it doesn't mean...
Okay, then we're in agreement.
أنتم لا تعرفون اليوم من تقاتلون أنتم تقاتلون أبناء محمد وعلي والحسن والحسين وأهل بيت رسول الله وصحابة رسول الله.
How can you defend this bloodthirsty, huge mistake that is completely illegal, that has not been thought through beyond let's drop a bomb? Also, the fact that you've got these depraved psychopaths in power. You have got Trump, who is basically Netanyahu's patsy. Netanyahu has wanted to bomb Iran since the 90s and has tried to persuade every single American president. And the reason Trump is the only one who's gone ahead is because, in my opinion, he's completely compromised. And as a result, you have got the Secretary of War, Hegseth, the old ex-Fox News presenter, entirely unqualified, standing up going...
the reserve, hasn't he? So, yeah.
We'll get this done. This could be the start of something, they said they'd sort Ukraine out in 24 hours, like Russia did, and we're still there years later.
That's the thing. I mean, if it all ends with Iran, their leadership suddenly folding and a democracy happening, then you'll have to say this was a good thing.
Yes, and yes,
exactly.
I don't believe that is their motivation. I believe
doesn't really matter.
That I understand, but that's not what's going to happen. I don't think. Let's be real.
Well, that's
when the Ayatollah.
Well, the danger. No, but they've taken a risk of us having Middle East war for the rest of our lives.
And not just that, they killed the Ayatollah. I understand why Iranians were euphoric and celebrating. They've had decades of oppression by that barbaric man, but there is no plan, and they're just saying, well, every time the serpent grows a new head, we'll just go in and take it out. Can we mention the fact that the Americans, who are applauding themselves, killed 160 young girls in a school?
We don't know if it was them, I don't think. Do we?
I think we do.
Do we? Okay, they keep saying they're still looking at it, but anyway.
The US are looking into it. Look, that is the complication of the choice, and that's why it's highly emotive. If you don't attack Iran, if you don't remove the Ayatollah, the supreme leadership, the people that have oppressed its people, that have funded international terrorism, then you end up supporting it, Gemma.
Okay, so
you either support Iran and the Ayatollah and the regime, or you want to get rid of them. What is the choice?
Can't you be well, hang on a minute. You can think the leader of North Korea is a terrible bloke, but not necessarily want to drop a bomb on his head.
Yeah, you can think that Trump is a terrible leader, but not want another country to come in and assassinate him.
Because the UK,
like the other thing, Johnny,
because the UK hasn't been impacted by North Korea's tyranny. It hasn't been impacted by America's tyranny. We haven't had people from North Korea or America wanting to blow up people in the UK that are part of international terrorists.
If you believe that Netanyahu and Trump want to change the regime and have a support system in place for what is about to unfold, you're mad.
Well, hold on. Don't call me mad.
It was about
hold on.
nuclear.
Don't call me mad.
Okay,
I'm sympathetic to your view. What I think people need to do is take away the personnel here. So whatever your views about Benjamin Netanyahu or Israel, and the leadership there, whatever your views about Donald Trump, put it to one side. It's about America and Israel. And now, obviously, the French are sending vessels. We've got to send vessels to the region. It's about getting rid of a tyrannical regime. Do you support that or not?
Right,
this is not about
Let's
that.
See. It may be the tyrannical regime is already gone, and Trump now needs to think, how do I stop chaos? Because that's the next, and that may be the thing.
You can't leave a country with no government. Okay, I was reading from an Iranian man saying, we are in a house that we hate, but the trouble is we open the door to look out and the world is on fire around us. Firstly, they said it was because Iran was going to attack them with a nuclear weapon. In Oman, they were literally brokering a deal and the Iranians were agreeing to everything. So that is not true.
All right, let's go.
What are you gonna do? Move off what? Why? I'm not terrorizing no one. I'm terrorizing who? Who? My dogs are muzzles. Go on, no, go on. No, go on. Yes, go on. These lot been shouting at USA, shit like that. Yes.
We don't have any problem with you. Just please stop.
No, they said move your dogs. I'm walking my dogs. Is it not okay?
Taking them to the board.
No, I'm walking. No, I'm walking.
What's the cameras from there? Don't show this video. The other video.
What other video? Are you good? These are, oh my God, are you serious? What are you gonna do?
This clip is a masterclass on how to destroy the right-wing media's lies about the US and Israel's war on Iran.
What is it that gives you confidence that negotiations could have proceeded and come to...
The next leader of Iran.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Dubai Mall is empty. Dubai Mall is empty. Oh, it's a ghost town. Oh, Dubai Mall is empty.
This is how empty it is. And this is the alerts everyone got on their phones. Stop listening to all the lies. You got a date, you got a time. This is Dubai Mall.
Sandra, Dana, good morning. Right now we are at a location where the Israeli police have brought
This is downtown. These are the skies. Everything you're seeing on the timeline is a lie.
Ils ont fermé les portes. Oh mon Dieu, la peur.
N'aie pas peur, n'aie pas peur.
On a entendu un boom.
Il y a un boom, il y a la fumée.
Voilà, on a entendu un boom et on voit. Oh mon Dieu.
Oh non, tu vas angoisser la mère.
Iran has what they recovered.
On the first day of the war, Iran claimed to have struck major radars and air defense systems in the region. Well, today we
from an
Himalaya.
Professor, hold on a minute. Would
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Quick comments on our brother from Iran.
Nakita mo? Kaya pala dito ako tumakbo. Nakalapit na namog yun.
It's okay. Just keep breathing.
Oh my god, I see it, I see it, I see it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, it's so close.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a Patriot.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh!
It hit one.
Holy shit. Oh my god, what? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Look.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're right next to our tower.
Oh my god, I see one falling. I actually just saw one fall. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, focus. Oh my god. Yo, I felt that blast on the windows. And it's not focusing.
Oh my gosh.
Of the hundreds of thousands of companies in the United States, you identified...
I
She also did have a question. Yeah, she did.
Anything I ask you, do you like?
It never would like.
ما نبيهم عندنا شنو يعني
Don't touch it, leave her.
I'm talking about my mother.
Boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade, the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
Well, they are supporting us politically and otherwise.
Some breaking news. Remember those 3 American fighter jets that crashed yesterday over Kuwait? Well, a report just came out by the Wall Street Journal saying that they were shot down on purpose by a Kuwaiti fighter jet pilot. Now, this gets weirder the more you dig into it. The report that's come out today says that an F-18 fighter jet from the Kuwaiti Air Force is most likely responsible for the shooting down of these 3 American F-15s that crashed over Kuwait yesterday. Now, when it happened, the US released a statement on it, saying that they were shot down in a friendly fire incident, but that's all they said. We believed that it was an air defense system that shot down the jets at the time. But now that a few hours have passed and we move into the next day, reports are coming out that they were shot down by a fighter jet instead, which makes it even more of a big deal. This means that a Kuwaiti Air Force pilot not only mistook a fighter jet once for being an enemy aircraft rather than a friendly aircraft, but he did that 3 times. Now, according to professional fighter jet pilots and people who know what they're talking about, they say that's almost impossible. They say it's almost impossible to mistake a friendly aircraft for an enemy aircraft anyway, let alone 3 times and then shoot them down. According to these fighter jet pilots, you talk to the pilots instead before doing that. And so, it's basically unequivocal that if a Kuwaiti Air Force fighter jet shot down at these American jets, They did it on purpose. Whether this pilot went rogue and they were working for Iran, or whether Kuwait just did it by accident, we don't know. But it seems like this has happened on purpose. And so I don't really know what's going to come next. But this report is groundbreaking. And Kuwait, this Kuwaiti pilot, anyway, who might have done it on purpose. And so leave me a follow, because I'm going to be keeping you up to date on this. This is something that is really, really, really weird.
Here's some new footage from Tel Aviv, and I was speaking to sources in Tel Aviv who were showing me videos outside of their freaking window of what they were seeing, but you won't see this on Fox News at all. This is Tel Aviv. You know, of course, buildings being blown up, direct hits right next to City Hall. But why is Fox News, do you think, not really covering any of this damage in Tel Aviv, Colonel?
Well, look, I just saw a few minutes ago a interview with Keith Kellogg on Fox News, and they were asking him about I think it was a Wall Street Journal report that said that we're going to have to do something pretty quick because we're going to run out of interceptor missiles. We don't have enough to sustain this over this 4 to 5 week period that President Trump talked about. And he says, no, that's not the case. No problem at all. We obviously wouldn't have ordered something like this. Our commander wouldn't have ordered something like this unless he knew we had enough missiles in the stockpile. And in any case, we can get some from our allies if we need to. And I was just thinking, look, UAE, according to Bloomberg, has said that they've got about a week left of interceptor missiles, and they're going to run out, and they're not even the primary target. Right. We're seeing, you just showed a video there of even what we have. It's these missiles that are coming in from Iran are just going through it like a sieve. And now that we may run out completely, and that's something I think you and I have talked about before. We had a limited number of interceptor missiles because we've given so many to Israel over the last 2.5 years and to Ukraine over the previous 4 years. And our inventory was already low. This is why I have been warning so emphatically for so long that these wars are making our own national security less more vulnerable and putting us at higher risk. And now you're seeing it play out before your eyes, but it could get a lot worse because now there's nowhere else to get missiles from. And we can't make them fast enough. And if we keep going on with this fiction that we're going to win something here and we use all the rest of what we have, our entire national security across our global requirements will be put at greater risk. And that is something that should be, it should never get to that point.
Now, some of the propaganda is, oh, Europe is mobilizing. Oh, we've got France. We've got Greece. They don't have a major army other than NATO-funded armies. So do you think that Iran would be quaking in their boots that, uh-oh, here comes Greece?
Yeah, I'm thinking that the mighty Greece armed forces is not exactly going to cause a lot of trepidation in Tehran when the U.S. and Israeli armed forces together are not causing them to quake. Look, this onslaught is a tremendous amount of combat power, and for all the videos you were showing there in Tel Aviv, there's just as many in Tehran, in some of the other cities, in Qom, and in several other places throughout the country. They are getting just pummeled and hammered because a lot of our stuff's getting through as well. But the fact is, they knew this was coming, and they have calculated, and they signaled this ahead of time, that they felt that it is less risky to have a war with the United States and Israel than it was to submit again, because otherwise it was going to eventually get to that point to where they would be destroyed anyway. And so they said, look, we're going to hit you back in the face, and we're going to give you a bloody nose. We're going to give you a broken arm. And so far, that's exactly what they're doing. And the question is, this is all about missiles. It's not going to be about anybody's army or any ground force. There's no army involved here. This is all about missile forces and air defense missile forces. And it's a matter of who's got the most resources. And right now, I don't think we have enough air defense missiles. And I think that Iran does have enough offensive missiles to at least drag this out for multiple months longer than we can. This is probably not going to go like the Russia-Ukraine war where it can go on for years. This is probably something that could go on for weeks or many months, potentially. And if it does, we're in a world of hurt because we can't drag it out that long, especially if they completely shut off the Strait of Hormuz, and they have it partially shut off now. The whole Western economy is going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
Former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO, Admiral James.
Boots on the...
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
بعد از اینکه خامنه‌ای مرد همه پادگان‌های ما مورد اصابت موشک‌های آمریکا و اسرائیل قرار گرفت. هر کی به هر کی شده. همه فرماندهان ما پا به فرار گذاشتن و توی سوراخ موش قایم شدن. هیچ نظمی دیگه وجود نداره. سربازانی مثل من و امثال من شروع به فرار کردند تا در کنار خانواده‌شون حضور داشته باشند. تا اگر دوباره تظاهراتی شکل گرفت کنار برادرانشون و خانواده‌شون بتونن جلوگیری کنن از قتل عام رژیم جمهوری اسلامی.
Okay, so I've heard the talking point a million times that Iran is the number one sponsor of terrorism. It is something that the war hawks love to say. I have actually never once heard a coherent definition of terrorism and then a demonstration that they're the worst of it. The IDF is the worst terrorist organization in the region. Let's get real. The United States of America is arguably the worst terrorist organization in the world. If you want to look over the last 25 years, how many innocent civilians we've slaughtered. You're getting us into the neocon. Yeah, that's right. You're getting us into the neocon 7th war, which they've been dying
that
for
American
the last
flag thing
25
behind
years.
You might want to take down, by the way.
No, actually, if you love.
You know, for a long time.
ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ ਜੀ। ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸੂਰਤ-ਹਾਲ ਬਣੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਵਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੇ 3 ਬੈਠੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਇੱਕ ਸੀਟ ਤੇ ਵੱਡੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਕਨੈਕਟਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੀਬੀ ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਜਾ, ਚੌਥੀ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਬੈਠ ਦਿਓ। ਸੁਣਿਆ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਲਹਿਣਾ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਯਾਰ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
마셨습니다. 성공적으로 진행됐습니다. 현지에서 남포조선소 책임 일꾼들이 정중히 맞이했습니다. 조선노동당 중앙위원회 비서 춘용 동지, 조선노동당 중앙지, 조선인민군 해군사령관 해군상장 박광섭 동지와 해병들의 함 운용 훈련 실태와 함의 성능 및 적 차지를 철저히 갖추기 위한 4년도 전투정치 훈련에서 성과를 거두고 있는 데 대하여 김정은 동지께서는 구축하며 오르시어 해병들에 여의하셨습니다. 조선소의 노동계급과 함선 건조 부문의 기술꾼들이 우리나라를 21세기의 해양 강국 그리고 함선 조종 체계가 훌륭히 구축된 데 대하여 높이 평가되고 있는 데 대하여 만족을 표시하시고 있지 않으며 확실한 방위 능력을 구축하게 될 것이다.
Boots on the
Have a look and a listen to some footage obtained exclusively by CBC of a missile strike in central Tel Aviv the other night. What you see is an attempt of the anti-missile defense system to reach that missile, but it breaks through those defenses. It's been cleaned up. There was a hole right here on the street. There was a building right there that's already been brought down. They can clean up. What is a little harder to deal with is the knock to the confidence of seeing a missile break through the defense system. You sometimes hear about the Iron Dome. Well, the Iron Dome is just sort of one layer of the onion, if you will, to the defense system here. There's something called
Some breaking news. It's been reported that Israel is carrying out false flag attacks all across the Middle East in a way to try and drag other countries into the war to fight against Iran in support of Israel. For context, only moments ago, the UK said that an Iranian drone was not responsible for the drone attack on the UK military base on the 2nd of March. But as well as that, Iran has denied that they bombed the Saudi oil refinery. As well as that, they've denied that they bombed Turkey yesterday, which resulted in NATO shooting down that Iranian drone. Well, the fact that Iran has denied all of these attacks and now the UK has confirmed that it was not actually an Iranian drone which bombed them is making a lot of people here think that Israel is carrying out drone attacks using Iranian drones on countries all around the Middle East in a way to try and drag these countries into the war, to fight in support of Israel against Iran. Because it seems at the moment that Israel and the US have massively underestimated Iran and they need these countries' support to finish the war. Because if they don't get it, it seems like the war might go on for a lot longer than they expected. And so we have no confirmation of this, and I am not giving an opinion on this. I'm saying what's being reported for legal reasons. But it seems like Israel might be carrying out false flag attacks to drag other countries into the war. This is a huge deal, and I'm covering stuff that I'm not afraid to, which probably could get me in quite a lot of trouble. So leave me a follow so that you don't miss anything important on the Iran conflict right now.
The situation has become extremely serious from an Indian point of view. You see, this ship has been sunk in waters which are the search and rescue area of Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean. And we were alarmed when we heard that a Chinese submarine was operating in this area. Now an American submarine comes and sinks an Iranian warship 370 kilometers from Kanyakumari. The foreign minister of Sri Lanka has just briefed parliament and said 180 were on board and over 100 are feared killed. 30 are seriously injured. But most importantly, I think we can't afford to be too blunt.
Some breaking news. It's been...
Bugün səhər mənə məlumat verilir ki, İranın Xarici İşlər Nazirinin müavini Bakıya zəng edir, xahiş edir ki, Livanda qalmış İran səfirliyinin əməkdaşlarını Azərbaycan kömək eləsin, təxliyə etsin. Çünki onların imkanı yoxdur. Mənə məruzə edildi, mən dərhal göstəriş verdim ki, köməkli göstərin, təyyarə göndərin. Hətta onlar dedilər ki, biz bunun pulunu da verməyə hazırıq, dedim ki, lazım deyil. İndi dar gündə biz köməklik göstərməsək, bəs nə vaxt köməklik göstərməliyik? Axı, bütün bunların müqabilində çirkincə, namərdcə, nakişi kimi Naxçıvana zərbə endirmək, bu ləkə onların çirkin və eybəcər simasından heç vaxt silinməyəcək.
Quick video about the United States versus Iran. When I say we're going quick, so you got to listen closely. First things first, the United States would never, ever, ever defeat Iran in a war. Why, you ask? Great question. You see, the United States has the greatest military this world has ever seen, but if you fight an opponent that doesn't give up, then how can you win? Just take what happened in the Vietnam War, for example. The United States threw everything they had at Vietnam. The United States said, whoa, now that's America. North Vietnam, y'all give up? They said, nah, we just gonna chill in the forest. The United States said, what? Y'all saw like the helicopters and all that? They said, yeah, but we just gonna chill out here in the forest. Basically the same thing would happen with Iran and its vast mountain region. The 4-star generals have come out and said the same thing, historians, blah, blah. So what is...
Bugün səhər
언니들 말이야.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
Well, they are supporting us politically.
Bugün
마셨습니다.
Dahawa. كله خمسة
كمان له عودة عنده.
دعوة حجة مسخة زانا عاد إنجليز مسمار كحمق عندها داون قاد آدمي حدي كاني داون قاد من حدي كاني با هذا تحاوبك كلا سوى لا تحاوبك حنصب تبنا حنصب تحت كنا تاعونك أبرقت تحاوبك كم كان لها تحاوبك تبغى لنا تحاوبك قرم لنا كلا تحاوبك وصدو نتبت حنصب تبنا تحت كنا تاعونك تاعونك ما توزو أنا كو تحاوبك يا تحاوبك أسكت جزء يلا ولا أبو صوت تحاوبك خاينا وين سلنا سلا أنت تحاوبك سلنا حاسبين أكون إحنا وخم خاينا زلا أربعة كم ما تولش سلنا قدس قرم لي بخمين أكون إحنا نبرون إحنا كو الرسم برحي ودحاوبي فلتا كان دي سودان نتشريكو سو نتشري مش نتشر عين باسينا مش باري عين باسينا حجي إذا دنقرو إذا زوم دناقرو حبر ذا سب أواري دوم نعملو دحاوبي كلا ده حبي كذا كون ده ده ناي ما نت ده كم تاع بعد لي كوميدا بعد أنا قرأتنا تا أنت كوميدا توادرو ذات توادو كوميدا تدنا قرم تاينا هنقبر نيوم نبلن زين هاي ما نتاجي جن سرقت مني آي كونن ودحاو بي زين قاتليخن ذا توهادون ذا بنتن سرقت يعني جاو دحاو انت دحاو بيني ما سرقت يعني جن ما تطرح ما دحاو انت تطرح انا صراحه انا تطرح نقرأ تحاول صراحة نقرأ نورمال كنا نقرأ كادو ذا سرقت قاتليق ذا سرقت توادو ذا سرقت بنتي نهزبنا أدرا قرر زيم سرقت مدنا قرتيم هو كنا يتمنى حقن ذا باتوا تحبي سبعين دخون با سبعين دخون تاخون كاخا هو كن قررنا تبع سبعين دخون أنا توكلي فلتني زين ثلاثة بارت زين مدانا قرتني أنا شقري بلاي أنا إن ويجن تشقر أنت مسيرك أب حورة السمنة هيمانوت أو راجع عليت قليو زباس النازلو نزين كأخنا تفاينا نزين أتينا كم حورة السب كنقصلنا بحر حج واقع دقات بالين هيمانوت أجوزهم جورون بدانا يكونن أو راجعهم أجوزهم جورون عليتكم أجوزهم جورون نحن تحرج وقع دقات بالين يا أخي قبتها دنكرو قبتها صلولات كنسا ناقت والنا ملو فاتيكم صديقي نورمال ملايو نسانداي كازاربا طرح عندك زي 100 غورا تحاوبه نسانداي كازاربا تاب تاب كغورو فانا اتيلا تحاوبه قدام اتيلا تحاوبه
እንኳን ሳፈለጥካ ምሑ ዘበና እንስ ምዃኑ እንኳ ፈለጥካ ወይለይ ቀለብት መስልካለ ኤማውን ጎረባ መንግስት የንበሎ ዋ
اتيلا قال حاوبنا ازيا سانداي تبال قال حاوبنا هو تلاليا
سمعنا إما منقصتي قدفة باز هايمانوت ود هايمانوت هاجر حق بينا يتم حادر يلقى تزارب نيبلو مزيان
لا هايمانوت
نيبلو ما قحزوا لهم يمونوا بنقول لك
ناي زن سرقتي زن سرقتي مدى ناقرتي زن سنحي سانداي نقرك حق زربك نقرك
وتصقى أنا مش حاجة
مدى ناقرتي هايمانوتات زن بينتا زبالو مسلم زبالو قاتليخ زبالو توهذا زبالو زيم سرقت زيم طفو تراي زلو
استاتس نبع المحور قال قدف لهم نسخاس هاجر كتم محاضر ندابلناك وتصقى قدف
انا محاضره من اكو فتيم دمي انا حنقرك ساندر
لعل تسقل
فتيم دمي كيف تودينا كنا محاضره منا قدانا يكون اذا قاتليخ انت وهذا مسلما تبع هذا ابزع عدنا زم انت تبالو بنطفاكم ودانا نطفاكم
نيبلو بزي ما يتزارف نيبلو
لا كنطفا منا زي ودانا يكون
دحان لها
تو هذا قاتلي خطولنا كون معلكم بلو انتم سرق ودانا قال
دحان دي حازل لها نزارار بس
كم تعادي إذا لقوا سانداوي نورمال.
كم تكون قد نسايف كم تكون قد أنا ساندال.
سلام
كم تكون قد نسايف ودي سجى.
هذا نورمال صدوة.
سلام كم يوعلكم.
سلام ديو ما دام كم يوعلك.
سلام ديو. مرحبا محري سلام ديو. إما مرحبا هاي أنا أنت نقدر يخبلوكم إلى ود غشمت يرديو إما ومحريب غذا بوغاندا يقول له قال له ما بحد غذا صنيحنا ترجع ود غشي وي مشي نروي
انت زي حامي من لبز افريقيا زبلوز نبر قدام ايديم
اوغندا هاي من لو قال لهم سي و انتي عدلنا
زر زي تحته زر نروي
و
كلا
مسيكو أتينيريو
مو مسيك سقاكو ببعدنا كوينا سدنا أنا حجنا شو ده تليفون يمني بمني
وأما فليت كل خير هذا
فليت الله هوني
وي أنا هذه أنا سأخذ مسافر ولا تناي محري كمان يفرط كو أنت نايساندا مسافر تو إلى ولا تناي
نايسويزي وزلك أخوهم تغينت نايسويزي
هيبن له ناتيدا نايسويزي هيبن له
زرنا
عجهارا هريرا بددا
زرب تحتنا خلي توم ولا حنك حتى تدخل خا
ما تقول ولا أنا خور دمه نسو
الله ndo ቦታ እንታይ ትወርድዋ ናለ ndo ቦታ ይእቶ ጥራሕ እምበረ ኣነ ኣድሚን የብለይ ነእቶ
زارو الله هذا تو محرو الله هذا محري
ኣድሚን ከይበና ኮነ ንስቲ ሂብን እኮ ኢልና ይግረም እቶም ህዝቢ
محري الله هذا
ፀጋይ ኣዝም ዘለይ ኣድሚን ክህበኒ መንግስቲ
محري يلن مثلا نحمو
ናይ የለን
ميدات اللو يا وصل له يلن
دحان أن فتح حيز كل غي أنا كم أخذ لي خبرات حواس سوري
ናይ ፅናሕ ደሓነይ ሓንሳብ ንሃለኮ ዛረብ ታሕቲ ሓደ ገብራ ኣሎ ስሕቦ ሲእኒ
ما زوتو عندي سين صحابي عنده
وين ما صحيح يا مدرسة ترتيب له
ይነግር ከሎ
أبي دا خير صنع دحان
طبعا هري
بقول عنساب صنع حمو خمس محري نعلل دحان قال نعلل دحان محري سقاب زمس قال نعلل دحان علنو قلن قدمي كل نجر سي أنا حدا زلابوكم لاني أحوات انت يا زلابوا نفس ماتي بوزح زي هابكو 10 قرش زي هابكو 10 قرش زي هابكو 5 زي هابكو إلنا ننعقنا نفس ماتي مالتي تعاق مخا قرشي ديا قلت قرشي ديا 5 قرشي ديا أب جزيان أب ساعتان اندحر بزيحة صبان حاتياتن توهلا لا يبهال عدلنا خابكوني كم زي عن الدرجة إنا بس إحنا زلنا إتا عقمها نقرشس انتاي كهبلا كبل يقولون معدوما يزبل امنة لنا زي بتعمي كلها هنا ببزلو سب نتا حانت قرش نتا عقمو زفكرو قدا اللي حر أغيرو صبو كوين سمع عننا في من قدي أنا حامسة عند حر هيلس ومعدوماي حامسة يلو أنا خا عسراي بالليل قرشي أزلاتني سو حامسة عند بلس أنا قرشي لقبل كابزي كن وسخن كلالنا بتاخن قبراز قب أنا نجر كنقبر لنا يزبل لذي لحن آتي خال غامر لحن بزعباتنا أوغندا ذلو حونا إنا نزارب لنا بعل خاخاء أبرهب لنا
معالكم هيا عملك وعيلك
مرحبا
هيا كمالكم لكم
سلام
حقا سبب بعقمو جروز اللوات ولا ندحر زي بلو سبوم بصلوت غيركم دقفو زحونا اب اوغندا اب اسرائيل نيرو دي سبات زطور زنبرئي اب اوغندا مصيخ 4 عامت غيرو هجي اقطام خوينو كانسر حميم الله حجي اب اوغندا خوينو خا ولا حنت تقبر ايكلني كل سبت تصقيمهم زلو يرداني ግን ካባና ሓሊፉ ከዓ ወላ ሓደ ዝሕግዞ ሰብ የለን ሕጂ ዘለዎ ከምዛ ዝበላያይ ቅርሺ ድያ ክልተ ቅርሺ ድያ 10 ቅርሺ ድያ ዘለኩም በቃ ተሓጋጊዝካ እንተ ዘይኮይኑ ዝስደት ከምዚ ዘለናዮ ክንወፃ ይንኽእልን ኢና ክቡራት ኣሕዋት ስለዚ ጎይቶኦም ቀሺ እዩ ዝበሃል ወዲ 35 ዓመት እዩ ዋ ከምኡ ኣጋጢሙሎ ዝኾነ ወኪል ዝደሊ ጎፋውንድሙ ዝደሊ ከዓ ክንህቦ ንኽእል ኢና ማለት እዩ
ያ ከምኡ ያክብል ፀኒሐ ኣነ ምዛረነ ናይ ዓዲ ቴሌፎናት
أنا ناي سويس عنتو تقبل له
እስከ
أنا أبسويس نزل له ناي سويس تقبل له ببزل ناي كله سئيلة له
እስከ عم ببلي እስከ እያ عم ببلي እስከ ክሪኤልካ
ناي سويس دو
هو اسك
حراي
عبين نسكم محر تقدمينا هبني نديلو محراي هو محر
ورنيك بكاي قوم جركا دي كومنتيتر اروح اقبل كام برازري
اسك بلتنا
انا اخبك ايرحن
اسك هراي
ناي سويز يزبكا
هو
ناي
هو
بزو عندي زلو ناي سويز انا تقبل يا زلو اخبكا
هراي
0041
هو
76
اها
42
هو
96
اها
99 5
قرم النساء
داك ازيا تقبل له انا
يا زغنا سب كحجز دلي كبرات عوات بذا اياي تليفونات ناي كل عدل لنا ناي كل خا خنهب نخلينا كبرات عوات اعومهم قديتا يكونن 5 تحجز 6 تحجز 3 تحجز 10 قرشي انت اللي اتكا 10 قرشي 5 قرشي ገንዘብ ተዋህላላ እዩ ካብ ብዙሓት ገንዘብ ተዋህላላ እዩ ስለዚ ዝሓውና ንሓግዞ ክብል ይደሊ ንሳያ ዘላ ኣያይካ ፅቡቕኻ ጌርካ ኣብዛ
ንሽረኽ ንዛረብ
هراي ዝሓወ
ፅቡቕ እዩ ማለት ንሓውኻ ምሕጋዝ ንሓውኻ ይኮነ ነሲ ማንም ዘይትፈልጦ ዜጋ እውን ተፀጊሜ እንድሕር ኢልካስ ትሕግዝ ኢኻ ማለት ተሓጋገዝቲ ኢና ባህርያትና ኤርትራውያን እቲ ዝኾነ ነገር ቀልጢፉ ክሕገዘሉ ዝኽእል መድረክ ግን ከምዚ ታሽሙ ዘይኮነ እዚ ኣብ ሓደ ብዙሕ ዝበሉ ዝኾነ ፌመስ እቲኻ ብቪድዮ ወይ ዝኾነ እንዳረኣኻ ኣብ ሓደ መዓልቲ ክልተ መዓልቲ ነቲ ደልይዎ ዘሎ ክድሕነሉ ዝኽእል መገዲ ምፍጣራይ መሓሸን እየ ዝብል ኣነ
እዋ ናና ከምኡታት ይፈታትኑ ኣለዉ እዮም ኮ ንሕና ኣብዚ ስለ ንዛረብ ዘለና ኢና እምበር ኣብ ካልእ ገዛ እውን ይህልው ኮኑ እዮም
وحجي انتاجي مالت تي تحديد وزن لو يدما قد حنا له زغل سي اب حنت مشات اكلت مشات زخنا نغير ابتي بزح سب زكوبو في زخنا سب او ريبورت مو تقبل هنا عقمنا نحجزنا كل سب زخنا سب زي نحلو يحجز مالتي بحافشا كن قلطيفو قد حنا له يدما قلطيفو ردو له زغل او خويني يسمع
اذا زبلا زلو زربا خدا عن كيف كان كلهم كادوا بلكم بر نابنت حجي غزي سراحيو نابنت سي قدامه سنبت غزا خفيتنا وابتي سبز اكوبو ወይ ባዕልና ምሻሎ ኣብቲ ቀዳመ ሰንበት ሰብ ዝእከበሉ መዓልታት ኮይና ተሰሚዓትኒ ሓበን ሓወይ ና ሓዘካ ድያ ሓዘካ
ያ ወሓዘካ
ከምኣ ኮይና ተሰሚዓትኒ እሞ ፅቡቕ ኣለካ ተሓሳብ ግን ድሓን ካብ ሕጂ ከምዚልና ንዘራረብ أنا بقال سمعكم عندي حجب زي مساخاتكم مسحواتي زبل دلغو أبزخدنا يقع ولا نزي أرستزي من تاي تجارب لو زبلك كسب سبام إذن يبكى تات ملكتك ملك تهب بالكا أنت وردك نفس حقيقو سرح زغل أي سأنني وقوم خنقبركن كنينا صباح عربيو أب قدام سنبت كا بزي عرفتي ولا بعد دلون كدولو لي خاطو خمزلهم أو أصلو دلو ساتون حجزنا خليم حسابات خالق مالتي خو من تجورنا يحيي شبل ثانكيو تجاغو خو
تجامل
يا تبغى الله برازري كم زبلك ازلو خوي مالسي اب حدا مشات اب كنت مشات زي حجزلو زخيل مدرخ كفطر له مالت ولا بدنا يعدوا وابدنا يقرب عدهم ناي محبر ناي كذا استفاد عينت كوفدو محبر نحرها لي ول عقمهم ناي محبر بزح نجر كحجز سلازغيد ويد ما خمس لك لغونا في مسات اتهاسي حسب كحجز كم زلو بنات يريتو مالتي I don't know
يا صبوا الله
صبوا لهم كله إذا كان تيلق أحق هايش جنزبن حاجة كله عاقم طرحنا نشتيكم توقت الوقت نحكم نشتي
تستاجور سانداي
أبيت
أبتنا يتقاونا كل سب ندزكب نتقاونا اسكدولا بالكي مدب حزلنا خمزي لنا بدي تقدام سنبت مو أو ሰብ መጽኢ ዝብል እምነት ኣለኒ ወንተ ገበርና ውን ጽቡቕ እዩ ካል እንተሊ ከዓ ከምኡ
نفسنا يفافي حاش مثلا حبابنا يقول نفسنا يفافي
ኦኬ
مثلا
ጽቡቕ
نفافي قدام يبل نيري ما حلا اي معلت من الباتن حتى تزيفنا ما قدام
ብዝያዳ ግን እሱ ድልው ክኸውን ኣለዎ ኣብ ፌመሳት እንድሕር ረኺቦም እውን ብኣካል ኣብቲ ቪድዮ ዝኾነ ነገር እንዳረኣኻ እቲ ህዝብና እውን ዝኾነ ነገር ርእዩ ዝኣመን እዩ ዝበዝሕ ኣብዚ ግዜ እዚ
يا مرأي ጽቡቕ ኣለኻ ምርኣዩ እቲ ኩነታት ተኾነይ ከም ዘሎ ሰብ ክርኢ ከኣምንስ ጽቡቕ ነገር እዩ ከምኣ ገይሮም ያሬት የምፅኦ ኣፍታ ላይፍ ኣምፂኦም ሲ ኩነቱ ምርኣይ ነቲ ህዝቡ እውን ርእዩ ዝኣምን ሰብ ቀዳምነት ሎሚ እቲ ሰብ ኩሉ ሓቀኛ ድዩ ዋላ ገለ ዝብል ጥርጣሬታት እውን ስለ ዝመፅእ
ማለት ከምኡታት ሽግራት ስለበዚሑ ዘሎ እቲ ሰብ ርእዩ ዝኣምን
ክስታይ ደሞ ክንገብር ሰንዳይ
እንታይ
ነዲሎም ክትብለሉ እሞ ኣነ ጽባሕ ንፉዕ እንድዩ ሕጂ ዋላ ብኣካል ኣብቲ ሕክምና ክኸዶ ክእል ብኣካል ክረኽቦ ዝኽእል ዲሎም ዝበሃል ሓውና ኣሎ ኩልኹም ኣብ ዘለኹም ኣሕዋትና ማለት እዩ ኣብኣ ኸይዱ ከምዛ ትብልዋ ዘለኹም ሓሳብ ንክገብር ኣነ ክድውለሉ ተፍቂድኩም ማለት እዩ ዲሎም ከዓ ናብታ ዝበልናዮ ብዘይኣ እቶ ኢልናኻ እታ መልእኽቲ ተሕለፈልና እስከመይ ይመስለኩም ከምዛ ትብልዋ ዘለኹም ጽብቕቲ እያ ማለት እየ
ያ ጽቡቕ እዩ ምክንያቱ ኣብኡ ክቐርብ ኣለዎ ኣብዚ ተፈለው በሉና ሸር ትገብሩልና ሰብ ብዓቕሙ ዝኾነ ነገር ኩሉ ድልዋት ከምኩም ክትመፁ ኣለኩም ማለት እዩ ጊፍቲ ዝቕበል ድዩ ዳይረክት ናይ ሓዋላ ከም ዝተንብብዎ ፀናሕኩም ዓንቶ ብጊፍቲ እውን ኣውፅኡ ብትክክል ኣብቲ መዓላ ከውዕሎ ዝኽእል ሰብ እሙን ሰብ እዚ ቀሊል ነገር ኣይኮነን ማለት ካንሰር ማለት ከቢድ እዩ ኩልና ንፈልጦ ካብ ኩንዶ ገንዘብ ተዋህሊሉ እውን እሙን ሰብ እዩ ዘድልየካ ግን ጊፍቲ ድዩ ገለ ድዩ ተቐቢሉ ኣውፅኡ ንዝህቦ እሞ ከምኣ ክብል የለ
ጽቡቕ ኣለኻ ወርሓ ሓቂ ጽቡቕ ሕሳብ እዩ ቀዳማይ ካብቲ ናይ ፋፋ ከምኡ ጀሚርና ተኣኪቡ ነይሩ ድሕሪኡ እውን ነናይ ሃገሩ ቴሌፎን ሂቦም ነይሮም ንገዛእ ስና ሕጂ ዝሽወደን ንሕና ብስዊሽ ክንሰድድ ስለንኽእል ዓቕምና ሰዲድና ኢና ግን ጽቡቕ ኣለኻ ናብ ኩሉ ከምኡ ምግባር ጽቡቕ ነገር እዩ ምሕር ዳ ዝገዝኡ ረኪብና ጠፍኡ ኢሎም
ግድፍ ኢልዋ ኸል
ኣድሚን ሃበና ኸልኪልናስ ተመሊሱ ካስ ገዛ ገዲፉልና ብጥርሑ
ቦሉስ ከለና ቴሌፎን ተኣትወና ኣላ እሞ በቃ ሸር ግበሩልና ፈለውሞ በልና ሸር ግበሩልና ብዛኣትኹም መርሓን ኣለና ኢና ጎኑ
ሕራይ ሓዘካ ሓወይ ኣብ ዝኸድኩሞ ከዓ ከምኡ እንተገበርናዮ ብዘለናዮ ጽቡቕ ኮይኑ ስማዓኒ ሓዘካ ሓወይ ሶሪ
እሺ ፀገም የብሉን ሸር ንባሃል ኣብ ዝረኸብናዮ ምተን ፌመስ ክንዛረቦም ነራ እሺ ሰላም
በል ምሕር ገዲፍና ያኖን ወሪደና
ገዲፎ ሰሚዕባ ወይለ ከይዳ ቻው በሉ أبي كيف كاتني أخا هو كلها أنا غيرنا قريب ناكا بقى حراي محري حوي إذا خن ولا كنا إحنا سمع غير يا بقى حراي محري حوي بقى بروح تشاو
قرعنا فايرال موت ألو نيرو نغير عوض ناتي فوق لك نغير ربجهم زي أفلاور زي حنتي